welcome to another video. Today we are in the city of Augustów here in Poland. I have never been here before, this is my first time, and already greeted with, spin around again, greeted with this as a park central area, I think. So we're just going to have a look through. I can see a huge water feature right in the middle there. We're going to go check that out. That looks pretty sick. And yeah, I accidentally just paid for too much parking, so now I'm parking legal until like tomorrow morning at like 11. So I'm in no particular rush today. I've got all the time here in Augustów and I would like to explore a little bit. Check this out, this is amazing, this little area right here. Just like in every other Polish city and town, people just have like this amazing green space area to chill out in. I will say here, though it looks cool, riding your roller skates or your scooters or your bicycles on this kind of cobblestone. It's not easy, it's proper bumpy, and it can make for an easy fall off if you're not being careful. So if you're riding your bike on here, that's kind of a disadvantage of having the cobblestone in a park. Yeah, that's got some powerful jets to it. Right, we're gonna go down, hopefully towards the town centre. I don't actually know which direction exactly I need to go. Just trying to find the main buildings, I guess, that you'd always find in the square of any city here in Poland. But this is a nice little start to Augustów. We've got a couple of statues here as well. By the way, which video was it? I was walking, when I was in Lithuania and I was in Grutas Park. I was checking out all the Soviet monuments, all the Soviet statues and that kind of thing. There was a bit in there that I was bitten by a mosquito. And if you could see the lump, look at this. You see that bite on there? And look at how lumped it is. The fucking mosquito has made my wrist so lumpy. I have been bit there by like 4 or 5 different mosquitoes, so it's on the same spot basically, so that's why it's like that. It's like bulged out, like I got some Polish disease or something. But yeah, it's kind of irritating having it, I'm not gonna lie. Just kind of, I don't think it shows as well from this side, but I don't know. Anyway, got a fucking swollen wrist because of the mosquitoes. Behind me we have the Augustów statue, and in front of me we have mosaics on the floor, and right in front of me over there is where I imagine we go for the old town square, as we go to in pretty much every Polish city and town that offers the Stare Miasto. Let's go over to that building there, and hopefully we'll find something with old architecture and just like a cool little square to hang out in. Dzień dobry. Poproszę włoskie śmietankowo-czekoladowe. Duży. Bardzo dziękuję. It's been a few days since I've had one of these, so I figured I'd go and get another one. And you know what? For 12 zloty, that's one of the cheaper ones we've had this whole trip here in Poland. This one looks pretty good. The way is, it looks fatter. The others we've had have been quite thin. This one's a bit fatter, but still really nice, really creamy. It is ever so slightly different to like the other 20 we've had. In the Coastal Polish series, we had all those ice creams throughout those 5 episodes, and those ones were all the same, but this one is very slightly different. This one's a bit more airy, a bit more light. Just as delicious though. Check this out for a church. For a city that pretty much nobody's ever heard of outside of Poland, that's a pretty impressive church to have right here. Okay, so let's go inside and have a look inside this church. It looks pretty dark in here. They're doing construction or something. Oh, that's pretty cool though. Look at all the blues and the pinks, or whatever colour the ceiling is, I can't quite see. Stained glass windows up here. Whoa. That's mad. That's impressive, man. That's really impressive. Right, I feel like I'm making too much noise, so I need to get out. I have such a deep voice, as you probably know from watching my videos. But whenever I go to like places that echo, my voice really travels. And I was trying to whisper, talk, and then I just see someone trying to pray, and I'm just like, oh, I'm just interrupting your prayer. So, out of respect, I've decided to come outside now that I've had a little look inside. That was really impressive inside. Again, I just like it when the buildings inside are just like mad tall, and it just like makes you feel like a dwarf. Well, I went to that church because I thought I was trying to find the main town square, and actually we've already been to the main town square when I started this video right here. So we're going to have, I guess, another quick walk through here and have a proper look at this park, because this park and the surrounding square is the town square, or the city square here in Augustów. I just didn't realise that's where we were. It's really not like any other city or town square. Right here we've got a few stalls selling things. Anything interesting? They'll probably only take cash, to be fair, so I'm probably not going to be able to buy anything. All handmade stuff. Normally in a city or town here in Poland, you'll have some kind of council, city building, whatever, in the middle, surrounded by like a bunch of buildings, normally cafes and bars and pubs and restaurants and that kind of thing. You've probably seen them if you've seen any of my other vlogs here in Poland. But this one's different because, as I've already shown you, and I'll show you again, the centre is not a council hall or a city hall or whatever, but instead it is just this big open space. This wonderful looking park area. I quite like it in a way for being different. I normally like looking at the architecture and, you know, the differences between the different council buildings and stuff. Whatever building happens to be plonked in the middle of the old town squares. Normally they're old town squares. But I quite like that this one's so different. It's just a little park in the middle of the city. And this is the centre. Or meant to be like the main square, at least anyway. Not necessarily the centre, but probably like the busiest area of the city. So the information boards here, what kind of flowers and insects you'll expect to find. Yeah, it gives a different vibe. It gives a nice vibe. You just come to the town square, sit down on a bench, and just relax while you watch the fountain spray water constantly. You just have a look around. And this is the middle of a city in Poland. You wouldn't think this is a city, and yet it's a city, I think. So I just looked it up. It actually turns out that Augustów is actually just a resort town, apparently. I don't know exactly what that means. It's probably somewhere for people to visit for a few days. But yeah, it's not a city after all. It's just a resort town. I still like the old town though. I'm just sat here right now at the old town, just at a bar nearby. Maybe you could see it, maybe you couldn't. Yeah, nice place. I'm enjoying it. Just taking a nice little stroll right now down next to the River Neta here in Augustów. And this park is a pretty nice looking park. You got just a thin strip of grass, but we've got still the seating area. Really small area for the kids to kind of play on the little seesaw, rocking horse things. And yeah, it's just like nice vibes around here. Figured I'd walk down here because there's, you know, there's a few things to see. There's a few people riding their small boats. And there's a little bit going on over there, not much. Like a few beer huts and stuff. I just had a beer, as you saw probably. Yeah, it was nice to sit on the square and just have a beer and just relax finally, because a lot of the time I don't get the option to, because if I'm driving or whatever, obviously I can't drink, but I've got enough time here before and get back into the car. So yeah, I just figured I'd take a walk down the river and see what's happening down here. Because to be honest, I thought there was going to be a bit more here in Augustów, and I didn't realise it's not a city, but it's just a town. And so because this is just a town, there's not as much going on here, not as much to see or do. And so yeah, I'm just kind of enjoying the peacefulness of it. So I figured I'd walk down here. Over there, it does look a bit more, I don't even know. I need to go check that out actually. Over there you can see the two spires of the church we visited earlier. Huh. Walking down this, just having a look at the park areas, the seating areas. Like I said, there's a small strip of grass. And right here we have one of these signs. I'll spin the camera. Hashtag Augustów is the future, it says. Augustów is the future. Nice. Right here is the view at the sign as well. I'd like to go check out that. Well, actually from here it just looks like it's a literal play park. There's a couple of beer tents and stuff, but don't know if I want to drink more beer. But yeah, here we go. We're at the Augustów sign. Hashtag Augustów. I knew it was here somewhere in the city, or in the town. Didn't know exactly where. I didn't realise I was walking down the riverfront that I would just see it here. I think the only place for me to cross is back at the bridge that I came from, which is over there. Doesn't seem to be like another bridge over that way. Like I said the other day in Elbląg, when there was one of these in Elbląg, it seems to be the cities, the towns, the places here in Poland that have a little bit less to offer, which will have the big signs for I heart this or hashtag Augustów in this case. The places where there is a little bit more to do, I've never seen I heart Krakow, or Kraków I should say, I heart Kraków. Lublin had a bit to do. Lublin was a bit cool. I wanted to kind of explore more Lublin, but then I also struggled to think of a title for my video in Lublin, so maybe Lublin wasn't as good as I thought. But Lublin had I heart Lublin. So that's Lublin, Elbląg, Augustów. These are the three places I've been personally where I found the sign. There's probably other places that I've been to in Poland where they had the sign and I've just not come across them. I don't know where, but like I say, there's none in Kraków or Wrocław or Warszawa that I'm aware of. If the town has like not a lot to offer, then probably it's going to chuck one of these in there just to make it a bit more interesting. So yeah, there's not a lot to do in here in Augustów that I'm aware of, apart from like obviously the beer and the food and the main square, which is called Zygmunta, and this sign and this park. No, there's not loads. So I don't really know what else there is to do here in Augustów, to be honest. I have had a look around. Unfortunately, it just is a bit of a quieter place, which is fine, but it just means that there's just not as much to do or to see. So I've gone to the bakery. I've bought myself 2 pączki, and I'm going to try them both. One is a Nutella one, like we had in Szczecin that time, and one is a pistachio one, like the one that I was wanting to get in Władysławowo, and I couldn't because I didn't have cash. Luckily, the nice lady around the corner took card, so I was able to buy it this time. So we'll try the Nutella one first, and then we'll end the video off with a pistachio pączek. Look at that bad boy. Chocolate sprinkle things on top, we've got icing, massive donut overall. Let's give it a go. I haven't hit any chocolate. I'll try this again. This is a good pączek, but if I had to critique it, the filling is a little lacking. It could do with a bit more filling because there's a lot of donut to it otherwise. Yeah, I've still got this much left and there's just no chocolate filling left. So it is a bit on the dry side to try and eat all of the donut without a bit more chocolate filling. This is my second one. We have a pistachio pączek. I think I should bite it from this side. Looks like this is where I'm going to get the best bite. You see we've got a bit more pistachio here than we did with the chocolate one. There's still a lot of bread, a lot of donut try and eat. At least not as dry as the chocolate one, still a little dry. But the pistachio filling is quite nice. It's odd though, it doesn't really, in my opinion, taste like pistachio, like the pistachio nuts that you can have. Yeah, that was weird actually, the pistachio one. It was like pistachio kind of tasting, but not really. It wasn't like salted, obviously, like the nuts or anything like you'd expect. And don't know, it was like creamy as well. It wasn't, I don't know what to expect, to be honest. That was okay. It wasn't my favourite pączek, to be honest. But to be honest, even the Nutella one that I had wasn't as good as the ones I've had before. It did seem a bit on the dry side. It might have been sat in that shop all day, like waiting to be bought or something. I went in there actually wanting to buy Senkash cake, and to my shock horror, it's 139 zloty, so I decided not to get it. The Senkash is a Lithuanian cake actually. It's a tree cake, it's called. And it just looked cool to buy and to try some. But the problem is that I couldn't find it in Lithuania yesterday and today. And I know they sold it in Poland, and I happened to find it in this place, but it was 139 zloty, like that's 30 quid. I'm not going to pay that for a cake that I'm going to take a couple bites out of and then bin. So I just had the 2 pączki. They were nice, not stale, they were just a bit dry. My hands are now sticky as shit, and I need to go wash them. I guess I can't really get any closer because it's wet on the floor here. But I think that's it for me here in Augustów. It's been a quick video. It's not been that entertaining, I'm afraid. It's just a little bit later, one at night, a bit chill, just having a look around this town. And turns out there's not all that much here. I think this has been the best thing I've seen here in Augustów, and that's not the chat shit on the city. But I guess I had a nice church as well, but it's just a bit on the quiet side, and I wanted to try and find things to do. Anyway, I'll leave you guys there. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one for another video. Until then, have a great day. Dziękuję za oglądanie I do zobaczenia. Pa pa!